Hey everybody, welcome to week 10, Dr. Eddie, and we're right back into our show, The Client. This is episode number 2, and I am absolutely happy to see how the teams have jumped into the computer-based instruction project to get things moving along. During week 9, our first week of the course, you all created teams, you took on specific roles, and determined whether you were creating a tutorial or a drill. Your team also determined what the focus would be of the tutorial, and if your team has not done this, please do so as soon as possible. I am handing out some red roses this week, first of all, to High Tech High for having their team structured and ready to roll. The same goes to high school friends, elementary tech teachers, the science squad, and Team 1. So, this week I actually also have one of my lead developers here with us. Go ahead and come on down. Make sure you say hi to everybody. This is Percy.
You still owe me for the last app I made.
Oh, man. So, trust me, I will be paying on time. But go ahead and get out of here, guy. So the major focus for week 10 and 11 is actually going to be the planning process. And for this tutorial or drill that your team is producing, which includes the analysis phase, in the expectations for week 10 and 11, I have detailed out what you need to complete. Please get into these tasks quickly. The planning process is highly important in your team for setting your team up for success. So your team really needs to shoot during week to put together the overall plan for completing your project. The goal your team needs to complete is the actual design phase, phase number 2, by week 11, after I've given feedback on your team's planning and analysis documents. During week 12, your team will be able to move on to the development phase, actually creating your tutorial or drill. Part of the planning process is to put together your analysis document. As I mentioned in the weekly expectations for weeks 10 and 11, one of the trickiest aspects of the planning phase is the concept and task analysis. The goal is to make sure your team is crystal clear with the concept or skill that the tutorial is focused on. For example, if you're creating a tutorial on multiplying fractions, your team needs to determine all the steps or sub-skills your students would need to know in order to be able to work through the drill. This will help your team as it designs and develops the tutorial. If you would like an example of a finished product and also one of the task analysis, you can go into Dr. Eddie's App Store, and then here for the circuit construction kit, you'll be able to click on it and see an example of their planning document and their task analysis. So I'm going to closely monitor how this part of the project goes for the teams, and I'll jump in with guidance when needing. Speaking of guidance, I have gone through and will continue to go through your shared Google Docs throughout the semester to leave you comments and ask questions. Your Google Doc does not have to be the main way your group communicates. However, it's a great place to update me on the work your team is accomplishing. It's also a great place to leave you with feedback. And speaking of updates, starting with week 11, everyone needs to submit a personal update on what you contributed to your team. You can find that within the weekly expectations. That is it for now. I hope you all have a great week and happy developing. Cheers. This has been Dr. Eddie, your